Hi everyone, I'm Lee-Davies. I'm a filmmaker, entrepreneur and conservationist. And today I'm really lucky to be taking over Lane Crawford's Instagram account because I get to interview Sebastien Kopp, who is the co-founder of Veja. Hi Sebastien, thanks for joining us.
Hello everybody, good to be with you. We don't give a lot of Instagram interviews. I think it's the first one. And very honored to do it with you guys, because we are from the internet generation, but we're not very at ease doing this, so we're learning. So thank you, and very honored to be with you.
And just so everyone knows, where are you right now, Sebastien?
Yes, I'm in Paris in our new office that we just set up last Monday. So 4 days ago, and very excited. Like the whole team is very excited to discover the new office, etc. And in Paris, where it's not very sunny today, but it's okay. The summer is coming.
Well, it looks like a great start. Let's start off by going back to the beginning. 2004, you decided to create the brand. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you did it? What inspired you to do it?
Yeah, so it's the story of the brand starts before the brand. We were working in New York and in Washington DC. We were in finance. We were two young lads in finance. We're 22, 23 years old, starting our career. But we decided to leave everything. To start an NGO that was tackling issues about sustainable development, meaning it was in 2002, and I was working in Washington, and we saw that sustainable development was starting to be an issue, of course, for the planet, for the people, but also for companies. So we went to see big French companies and say, guys, we listen to you on your speeches in New York, in Paris, in Asia, talking nice things about the ecology, about social development. What we propose you to do is we go on field to check what you're doing and to implement and improve what you're doing on field, to see the projects, to work on the projects you're talking about, and we work on field. So we started our path with traveling in South Africa, in China, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Brazil, in Bolivia, all around the world, in 25 countries, to visit and analyze projects about sustainable development. There was a lot of things. There was a solar panels project. There was educational projects. There was social projects in favelas or in poor neighborhoods all around the world. And we realized that companies, big companies, were treating sustainable development as an accessory. It was not integrated into the business. It was charities, it was doing good things, but on the side, not inside the business. And this was in 2003. And we realized that maybe the business of tomorrow, the company of tomorrow, the project of tomorrow was to internalize social justice, was to internalize the environment and the ecology inside the business, inside the project. So that was our thoughts in 2003, 2004. And we said, as big companies are communicating but not doing a lot of things, maybe we could create from nothing, from scratch, a company that could integrate everything from scratch, from the start, and doing normal things, or things that should be normal, treating the workers well, paying the people well, respecting the environment, etc. And we decided to do this. We decided to create a new sneaker brand. So we were 25 years old. All our friends said, "You're crazy. You don't know anything about sneakers. You don't know anything about fashion. You don't know anything about pretty much anything." and that was true. But we were very curious, very keen on traveling, very keen on meeting different worlds. So we started our project with no money, but we decided to see if it was possible to create a sneaker that would we could deconstruct a sneaker the way it's made, meaning we wanted to do a canvas shoe. A canvas shoe is like Converse, you know. The canvas is the raw material that Converse, for example, use for everybody to know. And the first question was, what is canvas? And really, as a consumer, as a user, I didn't know what was canvas. Canvas, it's cotton. And what is cotton? Cotton, it's a plant that use, it's 2% of the field, the agricultural field in the world, 2%, but it's 30% of the pesticides used. It uses a lot of pesticides to grow cotton. So we said, what if we try to do organic cotton? And what if we try to do fair trade cotton? Fair trade cotton means working with producers that are poor, that are marginalized, and helping them to develop their own exploitation, their own field, and paying them well, not paying them with the market price, but with a price that they can not survive, but live and invest and develop. So we traveled in Brazil. We found organic cotton producers, very small cooperatives. And we said, okay, you have 3 tons of organic cotton. What if we buy you this cotton at 2 times or 3 times the market price, and we transform this cotton into a thread and then into canvas, etc. So we did exactly the same thing, very innocently. We did exactly the same thing for the rubber of the sole. We went into the Amazonian forest to meet, understand, and talk with guys that were living in the forest, communities that were living in the forest, and that were harvesting rubber on the rubber trees, but in the forest, not plantations. Huh? Trees that are growing in the forest. There is one here, 50 meters, there is one other, 100 meters, there is one other, etc. And so in 2004, we did 8 months of kind of crazy traveling to meet all these people. And we learned so much. We learned, I've been once into Amazonian forest before, and it was a crazy traveling, crazy learning, crazy meeting. And everybody was saying, "Oh, you're crazy, it's not gonna work, it's too complicated, nobody does that. And then you have to design a sneaker, and then you have to sell, etc., logistics, finance, blah, blah." But we started so small, very, very small, that it was okay. It was like an adventure. It was not a company, it was not a brand, it was an adventure. And we, it's like you have a big mountain in front of you. You don't watch the top, but you watch all the steps you do to climb this mountain. You're not focused on the top of the mountain, you focus on the step, every step you're doing, and the pleasure you have to do every step. So that's pretty much how it began.
Where did that impetus come from? As you say, you were 23, 24. Where did this idea that you had to change the way things were done come from? Was that just something that you've grown up with, that you wanted to do something more sustainably? Because 2000, this is at a time where being sustainable wasn't mainstream. So where did this feeling that you wanted to change the business process come from?
I have to tell you, it was very, I think it was very egoistic. I think
it's very honest of you.
And this egoism is pretty much staying. It means that we create the product that we want to wear. And we still create the product that we want to wear. So it was kind of an egoist act to create a product that was well made in the production sense, in the value chain sense. So it was not a vision for society, or it was not a philosophic thought. We said we want to wear stuff like this. We want to wear stuff that are well made, and we want to wear stuff that's you can be proud of the factory that you are using, where the workers in the factories are proud and are well paid and live well and live okay. If not, maybe it doesn't have a sense that a guy in a tower in New York, in Hong Kong, or in Singapore or Paris makes a lot of money, and the others no, and the others are not living well. So that's something inside Veja, that we want everybody to get well paid on all the production chain, from the organic cotton producers to the stores. And that was not a vision. That was what we wanted for us to wear.
Fantastic.
Maybe it sounds strange, but it's true.
I mean, in a way, you're pioneering this kind of form of social enterprise, if you like. How maybe you can describe? Do you reconcile if paying more for the market, for the raw materials than the market would, and making that profitable? Because it's not easy, is it? You're paying, say, double of what you might normally pay, so that the people on the ground have better lives. But it works from a financial point of view.
It was quite easy in our minds. It was first, we didn't know anything about production costs, prices, etc. We didn't know anything, so we learned. And then the idea came maybe after 6 months of learning. It was maybe what we could do is we eradicate marketing, we eradicate advertising, we eradicate sponsoring, we eradicate partnerships with celebrities, basketball players, soccer players, baseball players, whatever you want. We don't do any marketing, nothing. And then all this resource that is not used is put into production. Which means today, and at the time also, we produce sneakers that cost 3 times to 5 times more than it would if we make them usual, meaning with poor raw materials in factories that doesn't respect workers' lives very well, where people are not very well paid, etc. So our sneakers, they cost 3 to 5 times more, even sometimes 7 times more, but they land on the market at the same price of the big brands, same category of products, because we don't do marketing. That's the only trick we use, if we can call that a trick. It's not a big trick, but we don't do any marketing. So all this marketing is put into production. That's it.
Amazing. So fair trade is very much part of the DNA of your brand. And because you don't spend any money on marketing, you feel, well, it obviously has done, but you feel that the word of mouth and now the awareness of your sustainable production is going to propel you to a bigger market.
Yeah, and we thought also, if we do real projects, if we do crazy projects that have not been done, maybe people are going to speak about it. Maybe people are gonna be interested about it, but really interested, not like you are interested into a Jordan a campaign, marketing campaign. Maybe it seems cool to you, it seems okay, you watch it and and you forget. Our projects are not like this. We are putting the lights on Amazonia, for example. We are putting the lights on organic cotton. We are putting the lights on what is a shoe factory. We are putting the lights on what about logistics, a warehouse, a social inclusion warehouse, where people with broken lives are working, and they are doing the logistics of Veja. And a lot of people in 2005, they said it doesn't interest anybody. Nobody gives a shit about this. And that was true, but we gave a shit. We thought it was important. And so maybe we follow our heart, maybe we follow what we thought was important. And today, more and more people are interested about it. More and more people see the injustice of the world we are creating. More and more people see there is problems in the world, which could be environment, which could be social problems, etc. So we're not here to change the world. We're not here to say Veja is changing everything, etc. We change at our level. And for us, it's okay. It's sufficient. We don't have to convince everybody. We don't have to convince everybody that is the good way. That's our way. Some people like it, some people don't like it, and it's okay. But what we do, we don't convince, we act, we do. And we take pleasure doing it. That's the most important, I think. Taking pleasure in what you do, following what you think inside, and respecting what you think is the DNA of Veja.
That's very inspiring. I mean, what really impresses me is how you've built this brand without any external investment to begin with, at least, and without any marketing. So it's all word of mouth. Do you have any advice for independent brands starting out now? Like, how do you go about doing that without getting a lot of investment at the beginning, building it organically?
I was talking about it a few weeks ago. It's the relationship we have with time. Today we live in a world where everybody is crazy for time. Meaning you want to set up a brand that is well known all around the world in 1 year. And this is not good. For me, this is not good. Like good projects, it takes time. It takes time because if you are in a hurry, of course you're gonna meet problems that are not being solved. There is a learning process every day. So you have to take your time, and you don't have to build a brand or build whatever kind of company to do it 1 year or 2 years and switch to another one. Because we, like a lot of my friends, they say, oh, you're doing Veja, you've been doing Veja for 15 years. You're not bored? I said, no, because we put everything that we have in us in the brand. We put all the love, all the thoughts, all the ideas we have, we try to translate it into the brand, into projects inside the brand. So bored, I've never been bored. I've never been so excited every day, because we say, yeah, we want, as we are free, we don't have any investors, etc. We can take a path, we can take ways that are a bit crazy, or that's like, let's say we opened our first store in Paris in October. It was a huge success. It's still a huge success. There is a line every day, etc. But like, if you have investors, they say, okay, so open everywhere, and we want to have 1, 2, 3, make it very well, create different projects, but take our time. And that's the relationship with time that is important. That's all the nice projects like Lane Crawford. How long took Lane Crawford to be created? Years, decades. The nice projects, they take decades to be created. It's not 1 year, 2 years. Where on my generation, which is the Google generation, we had bad examples on this, like a Google that is set up and in two years later it's worldwide and it's huge, etc. But it's not normal.
Absolutely. Tech timelines seem to be very different to building sustainable brands. It's a different kind of mindset. I totally agree with you. As a founder, what advice would you give to other companies in terms of, you know, the fashion industry has to look into being more sustainable? Can your business model and practices be applied to other brands and to other fashion businesses and other footwear businesses? Or are you the only ones who can implement this?
No, you know, I'm always not very at ease to give pieces of advice to other people because who am I to give advice? There is a lot of people in the fashion industry that knows much better than I do. So what we try to do is our project, you know. And then I was telling you that convincing other people, it doesn't interest me. Because I think only acts and reality convince people. Words, giving pieces of advice, I'm not at ease because it was really easy in a way to build something like Veja. Because we started from scratch. Maybe it's much more difficult to change a business that is rolling, but that is not respecting the environment or respecting the people, but the business is rolling. So it's really difficult to change a business that is rolling because they don't want to change. They say, why changing? We are doing well. Thank you, Sebastien. We are doing okay. Don't give me advice. And they are right. So I think it's step by step, and I think everybody can dive into this with its own way. And what I dream of is not giving advice and say yes, the Veja business model is the best. No, it's not the best. It's our model, but please invent another one, invent better, implement this, and surprise us. That's what I dream of. I don't dream of a big Veja, or I don't dream of 1,000 companies like Veja, but I dream of 1,000 companies with different things, inventing, etc. That's what I like. Diversity. Diversity is it's better for everybody, and everybody gives its touch. So giving advice, I'm not at ease. You have everything on the website of Veja. Everything is put. Everything that we do with the cost, with the volume, with the suppliers, with everything. So if somebody can take it and learn from it and do something else, it's even better, I think.
Fantastic. Just quickly about, you just opened a store recently in Bordeaux, is that correct? Which sounds very exciting.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so it was almost 2 years of work. We opened in Bordeaux, which is a city in front of the sea. It could be like, I would say, San Francisco or Los Angeles in the US, because it's on the Pacific, on the Atlantic Ocean, and it's a really nice city to live. And I have a friend that opens a crazy.
Connection. Yeah.
Yeah, a 4 acres place. Beautiful. And it's an old military barrack. So and it's a really nice place with a lot of like 1,000 people working in NGOs, working in very innovative companies. All together, there is a big, huge organic restaurant. There is a skate park, a huge, like the biggest skate park in Europe. So the place is a bit crazy. It looks a bit like Berlin, and we open up a huge store there very nice because the building is very nice. We didn't do a lot, so the building was so nice we didn't do a lot. And we decided to turn it into our first laboratory, a test project to clean, repair, collect and recycle old shoes. So there we are not selling, it's not a Veja store, a typical Veja store. It's selling our prototypes, selling things that we didn't launch, selling old collections that are, there's not a lot left, but selling, it's more a prototype store, and then a place to recycle shoe. To the start of the recycling for Veja. I wanted a physical place to start this movement because the end of life of products, we were very bad. We didn't do nothing during those 15 years. We focused on all the steps before one customer buys a Veja, but after we didn't work on it. So for me, it was jumping into this repairing and recycling projects because sneakers are maybe one of the most difficult products to recycle with phones, for example, because it has so much materials, cross materials, stitch materials, glued materials on it that it's really complicated to recycle. So we put a team on this. To analyze what we could do, to go see all the actors, all the players of recycling, and create new recycling chain for Veja. So for Veja, and my dream is for other brands also to be able to recycle Veja, but also all the other brands. So Darwin, the store we have in Bordeaux, is really somewhere to start this as a test on a local scale, because I always love to do projects that starts small and that are growing organically, naturally, I would say. So it's really the beginning because we opened 2 weeks ago. I don't have any feedbacks about people. I see that people are leaving their old shoes, worn out shoes, into the boxes we created there. But yes, this project is in 1 year. I think we could talk more because we didn't say what we're gonna do with the recycled shoes yet. We wait for the result to be here to divulgate what we're gonna do.
All right, so you don't know what we're going to do with the recycled shoes yet. You're just collecting them first and then working it out.
We're collecting, we're recycling, and we're going to do something, and maybe you can imagine what we can do, but I won't tell. I won't say.
Looking forward to that result. So what else is on the horizon for Veja? Is it just sneakers, or do you have other categories that you might be looking into?
Oh no, it's only sneakers. We have so many projects going on. We launched the first running Veja, a running shoe, performance shoe, in September 2019. So it's going to be 1 year. Very good feedbacks from the stores. Very good feedbacks from the clients. So the second one arrived in Paris. The first prototypes of the second running shoe arrived in Paris yesterday. And we're very glad because we enhanced what we did. The first shoe was good. I think the second shoe is great. So it's going to be launched in January 2021. So very glad that it's here. And we're working on a lot of shoes, a lot of collaborations, etc. But you know, we don't like to speak about what's not on the market. We never talk about something that is not landed, because it's our way to avoid any greenwashing, to avoid any promises. We prefer reality. So we don't speak about the projects. I think we're gonna slow a bit because last year was really crazy. We opened a store in Paris, we opened a store in a really nice store in New York, we opened in Bordeaux, we launched the running shoe, etc. So the whole team is exhausted, the whole Veja team is exhausted. So I had a speech with them this morning because we just entered in our new office in Paris, and I said, please go on holidays, you have to rest. Everybody has to rest this summer because everybody is exhausted. So please, if you didn't plan to go on holidays, plan it. And if you plan to go on holidays, plan longer, because everybody has to rest to be back in end of August, September in a good shape, relaxed, etc. Like what we have been through this year has been difficult on a personal and a professional point of view. So everybody has to rest. I don't know how you feel it in Hong Kong, but if everybody is exhausted, but I feel a lot of wrath. I feel not in the team, but in the society. I feel a lot of people are angry, people are tired, people are tired of the unknown, etc. I don't know how you feel in Hong Kong about this. If it's the same.
It's not. I don't think Hong Kong's actually managed the situation pretty well. I think people have been working, but I think the unknown, not being able to travel, is a big thing for people in Hong Kong who are used to traveling a lot. But I think the uncertainty, like you mentioned, is the biggest problem. Like no one knows, from a professional point of view, like what can you plan next month? And then, as you said, we have another pop-up of a cluster of cases, so everything has to be cancelled again. It's like, where do we go from here? How can we be creative? How can we be innovative if no one can go out and do anything? So, it's about dealing with the unknown and being mindful that as long as we're healthy, that's really
exactly
be grateful for. So, but it sounds like many interesting projects on the horizon for you, Sebastien. Looking forward to the new shoes and can't wait to hear more. It's very inspiring hearing how you basically you started doing this when it wasn't really in vogue at all, and you've now seen it all the way through, becoming one of the most hip sneaker brands in the world without any marketing. That's really quite something, so congratulations on that.
But there is still a lot to do, a lot to achieve. For us, it's the beginning. It's really the beginning of a lot of people are talking about sustainability today, but really nothing has been done. We are at 1% of what could be achieved in the fashion industry, I'm saying. So,
absolutely. I think if other brands can learn how you've internalized the principles, people, planet, and profit, I think it's going to be great and help transform the whole industry. So, on behalf of Lane Crawford, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck with all the Veja's endeavors, and look forward to hearing more about your successes in the future. And stay safe.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thanks, Sebastien. Bye bye.
Bye bye.